Hey friends, today I'm coming on to create some little dangles for your junk journals, for any kind of project you would like. I created two with paper and I created one with some fabric strips, and I was kind of looking on Pinterest for some inspiration because I was kind of feeling in a little slump and I wanted some inspiration, and I ran across this idea on Pinterest, so I clicked to visit site. So this is inspiration from Sam's Paper Creations over on Instagram. And so I just kind of went by the Pinterest photo, got some ideas on what to do. Looks like she used like some Tim Holtz, so I just kind of put my own spin on it. So I thought we would make some together. So I think we'll make one paper one and one fabric one together. So the supplies I have some fabric, some creepy cloth, I have some different little wooden pieces to maybe put on one. And I've been using these fall puffy pumpkins from Hobby Lobby on these because I kind of wanted like a pumpkin sticker, but I didn't have any but these, so I used these. And then I have my set of bulb pins here from Amazon, and I'll link all this information below for you guys. I also have my crocodile handy. You could do this with ribbon, you could do it with fabric, anything you want. I've got my paper strips here, I've got scissors, and I have my hot glue gun on. So let's get started, and I'm going to move my little tray aside here. So for the paper ones, this bottom layer here measures 1 by 3, and this top layer here measures 1.5 by 1. And as you can see, I caddied it on this one, and on this one I made it straight up and down. And then on my fabric one, I did not add an eyelet. I just stuck my ball pin through, so this one kind of moves freely around. And then you basically just need your fibers, your fabric pieces, your grommets, or your eyelets, your ball pins, your stickers, whatever you want. So let's see, I have a bunch of strips already cut out. I was just playing with my scraps. I've been trying to use up my scraps. I have this little bitty piece of label that I have left to use as like a little ticket to tuck under there. And let's see, I've done 2 dark ones. So let's use this to bring out some different color, and maybe we'll bring in some white on this one. So let's do this one first. And then basically all I did was cut this as a banner shape, and you can do this by cutting up the middle and then trimming over. And I don't really worry about it being perfect. And then repeat that for this bigger one here. And you could cut your flag parts as big or as little as you want. And then what I did is the inspiration had some different fabrics and fibers. So I took some of this creepy cloth and the white, and then I also had the black here, and just cut a small piece, and then I sort of just laid it out on each of the pieces, and then stitched it with my sewing machine. So we're going to set these aside because we're going to sew all of this together. Now for my fabric one here, I just hand tore a strip of fabric and I kind of made it whatever size, roughly about that 3-inch size. This piece is a little smaller, so I'm going to cut this one a little shorter. And then you can sometimes tear this. I have to bring it close to me to tear it. Sometimes I cannot get it to tear that way, but I got it to tear. And then if you want to make this look a little bit more rustic, you can kind of pull at these threads and ruffle it up. And then I just repeated the process with the creepy cloths for these as well. I'm just going to switch and put the black here, and you could add whatever you wanted on these, and then we'll do the white here. Now I'm going to take these over to my sewing machine, and we're just going to stitch them up and down on here to attach these fibers on there. So hold on just a second while I do that really quick. Okay, so I have my pieces all stitched, and then I just stitched them in a line together. And then I liked to leave a little bit of this thread out, and then I'm just going to trim them. Now for my fabric ones, I did not pre-cut I did not cut the fishtails on these, so we do need to go back in and trim those little fishtails. And I think I'm not going to do a fishtail on the top one. Let's leave that one without. So now we have our fibers stitched on. And the next thing I did for the fabric one is I just took one of my bulb pins and kind of chose a color that matched my fabric and everything. So I think I'll do, let's see, I did a yellow on this one, so let's do an orange on this one. And then I just pushed my bulb pin through the 2 layers. I want to make sure I go through both layers. And then you have your little dangle ready to decorate. Now for the paper ones, I did use my crocodile for this. And I used a large one here and a small one here. So that's completely up to you what size you want to use. So I think I have it on I've got it on the small setting, so I just decided if I wanted my paper to be straight or wonky, and I think I want this one to be wonky on the other side than this one. And that is the big one. We want the small one. And then you just punch your hole through the 2 layers, and you may have to go in and kind of fish out the extra threads that are in there from that, and then choose your eyelet. I've got these orange eyelets here, and this took a little bit for me to get through because of all the fiber, so I just did it one at a time. And again, now's the time to decide how you want your strips to be. And then I just set my eyelet. we are ready to decorate. And then I think I'll do a black ball pen for this one. This is an amazing set of ball pens from Amazon that you get all of those different colors. So once I had it like this, then I started to decorate. So I do want to use this little piece of ticket I have left over. And I have this little skull that I cut with the X tool. I kind of think I might want to use maybe this, or the cat is a little big. Okay, the cat's just a little big. We also have the bat that would be cute. Or we have one of my skulls that would be cute. Maybe I won't use the ticket. All right, I think I'm not going to use the little piece of ticket. I think I'm going to use one of my skulls and this bat, which I can't believe the bat came from a sticker sheet from the Dollar Tree. So let's add our skull down. And then let's do the bat. And then I used my Dymo label maker for these. And for the fabric one, I did not add anything. And then I went back in and added a little spider on that one and a spooky eye. So let's do maybe Boo on this one. Now, because we have all these fibers, I did go in and add a little bit of glue under this. Even though this is a sticker, it's sticky. I wanted to make sure this stayed. So let's add a little bit of my hot glue and we'll put Boo. I think it might be cute to add one of these little puffy stickers from Target. I like this one here. And let's do a little bit of glue just to hold this puffy sticker because I've had these for a couple years. We'll do a little ghosty on there. Whoops. All right, so we'll do the little ghosty on that one. And then for the fabric one, I think I'm going to leave that one pretty plain. I think it might be fun to alter this bat a little bit. And I do have some flowers made up already. I think it might be cute to add a flower in the center of the bat. I just did a bunch of paper flowers in different sizes. Let's see if I have an orange one. All right, I think that's cute. Let's add the flower on the bat. There we go. Cute. And so we have our paper one done, and the fabric one's a lot smaller, but that's okay. You can make them in all different sizes. It would be kind of cute to add a little bow on our little skull, but I don't know if I have a tiny little bow that would fit on there. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that little bow on our skeleton, because I think he needs, or she needs, something else. And then I've added a touch of little pink on most of these, just, you know, to have a little bit of that kind of pink color. And then I want to put something down here. Maybe we'll do another eyeball. I want some of the really small eyeballs. I guess I need to make another trip to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and try to find those little mini eyeballs, because those are always cute. Right, I'll put it over here where we don't have any of that creepy cloth. And how cute is that? The bow really brings the skeleton to life, and I love the little flower on her back there. So these are super cute. So I hope you will go check out Sam's Paper Creations, and I will link them down below, and I will have all of the items that I linked for you that I can find linked down in the description box below as well. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by. I hope you all have a very wonderful day. Bye.